Out to Adam Bennett now. He has some breaking news here from overnight. 3 masked men shot and killed a store clerk. It happened during a robbery.
Yeah, and it happened near NRG Park. Adam, police are still searching for these guys.
That's right, Brandy, they are. But one thing they think will really help these surveillance cameras, both inside and outside of the Exxon here at Main and Merworth. And detectives tell us they are trying to get us some images of the 3 men involved to help get these men behind bars. Now, the robbery happened just after 11:30 last night. Police are not sure why those 3 masked men with pistols shot one of the clerks several times. That man was taken to the hospital where he later died. Now, detectives think those same 3 men robbed another store just about a half-mile down the street an hour before this robbery. And a detective that was heading to the scene to investigate was actually hit by another driver who ran a red light. Now, thankfully, neither one of them were seriously hurt. Police deemed that that other driver was sober and he was not arrested. Back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. It's 3 minutes.